with public blogs. Most of the contributors of this book are also parents. As we discussed it before, you start reading this book as a starting point. Keep learning. Check out the references section of this book. Follow autistic people on social media. Go to your local Disability Day of Mourning event. Even better, donate and volunteer. Check out and support events and organizations that are led by autistic people. Learning is a lifetime adventure. Autistic parents of autistic children. When I became a parent, I fell into the traps of how to parent. To parent correctly, I tried to find the right way of parenting and tried to follow the rules exactly. This is not a healthy way to parent. I tortured myself trying to do everything correctly. I ended up becoming so overwhelmed in my attempts to meet all of the demands of everyday life that I was not the parent my children needed. Everything I was doing as a parent was inconsistent with my culture because Ojibwe people know that there's not one right way to live. Ojibwe life is meant to be lived in a good way, based on our teachings, which are relative to time, place, circumstance. Because with a relational worldview, everything is related. Before becoming a parent, I imagined we'd have family dinners at the table every night. I planned on having a bedtime routine that included brushing teeth and reading a book together before my child sweetly drifted off to sleep. Our home would be a place of respite, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Once I became a parent, I quickly realized that some children don't sit down to eat. They take a bite in passing, and as their parent, I do my best to make sure that they get enough nutrition and don't eat too much junk. There are some kids who don't like being read to, and I learned that it's hard for me to read aloud for very long. And as it turns out, brushing the teeth of a toddler is more like octopus wrangling, and should absolutely qualify as an Olympic sport. I'm pretty sure no child of mine has ever drifted sweetly off to sleep. They crash quickly and unexpectedly, and sometimes in strange places. A few years ago, I was terrified that my youngest had eloped and was missing. In a panic, I checked with the neighbors and we all started looking for her. Where was she? Fast asleep on the floor behind the couch that she had pushed out just enough to make space for her tiny self. She was such a heavy sleeper that she'd slept through my yelling her name throughout the house. If you're a parent, you know the judgment that comes from people who are not parents. This has nothing to do with autism, and everything to do with people not having a complete understanding of day-to-day life as a parent. Nobody is a better parent than a person who doesn't have any kids. In autistic spaces, autistic adults who aren't parents may not understand the experience of parenting an autistic child. Yes, all autistic adults were autistic children at some point, and parents need to learn from autistic people, both parents and not parents, about the autistic experience. Autistic parents of autistic children have multiple perspectives, which is a great reason for allistic parents to include us in discussions and learn from. Yeah, so the allistic parents are the people who have all abilities, right? They're not neurodivergent, they're not autistic. So I finished this book. It's a short read, right? So with my assistive technology, I can read it in about 2 hours. So I'm 71% done. I'm rereading it. What I could definitely say is that this book is a very interesting opportunity to show future researchers that narrative data is critical data, and that if the neurodiversity movement is going to continue, we need to take into account all forms of data for people who are parents, who are the survivors of autism treatments of the last 25 years. We need to take into account what the voices of the autistic adult are sharing in areas that are not considered research. We have a story, and right now we have an estimated 7 million Americans with an autism diagnosis. There are millions of people around the world that are autistic, and we need to learn from each other as a tribe, and we need to be in alignment with people who are new, learning, and mostly I hope that this book solves the problem of cyberbullying and the autism wars. It's time to put that to rest. I find that when I provide supports to the moms of newly diagnosed children, they immediately, after reviewing my blog, my hennyk.com website, they immediately tell me they have chosen to not follow the professional recommendations of ABA therapy. So in engaging in this dialogue, it is important that parents have an opportunity to hear it from a safe setting like in a book, so that they don't have to post questions or get attacked online for the fact that they may have used language that is no longer chic or desired or mandated like the APA. So I think it's really important for people to make recommendations for this book if they encounter a friction anywhere in the discussion of autism, autistic identity politics, functional label politics, and the controversy with ABA therapy, where we, the autistics, are strongly opposed to the treatments that the professionals are recommending, or the school is forcing onto a child through an IEP
where educators are powerless to convince parents because it would be, they lose their job as teachers. And finally, professionals like OT, PT, speech therapists, if they read this book, they will understand that the target demographic that they are servicing as a professional, those people are now speaking out and saying, I wish you knew this when you encountered me. It's very interesting to hear how the parents describe when they took their kids for a diagnosis. Let's say one of the people in the book, their experience is having twins, where the twins had different diagnoses and how it baffled them, but the professionals didn't provide any specifics so that they could learn. We need to learn from each other. Data is qualitatively significant to bring social change to the next level. So join the initiative and learn what it is that we want people to know about autism using our voices. Our collective voices are in this book, and it's worth commenting on Amazon as a review so that people who want to buy it shouldn't be afraid that there will be controversial things. They should welcome that there are adults communicating what it is we want parents to know. Thank you for watching, and please share and tell everybody my review is up for I Will Die on This Hill, the newest autism book that's available on Amazon. Quick, because it's getting back ordered.